there, in today's video, I'm going to walk you through 3 different ways to start an LLC in Michigan. But more important than that, I'm going to share with you crucial information that's going to help keep your new business safe and protected. So if you're not familiar with terms such as commingling funds, piercing the corporate veil, or registered agent, don't worry, because by the end of this video, you will understand what they are and how they impact your LLC. The first way to start your Michigan LLC is to go to the Michigan Secretary of State website. You can find the link for the state site and any resources mentioned in the description below. Once you create an account, you can go through the steps here to get your LLC set up. As you'd expect, the state website is not the prettiest or the easiest thing to navigate, but there are no fees involved except for the $125 state filing fee as of 2022. There is just no way around that fee. You are going to have to pay it if you go direct through the state or an online legal tool or through an attorney. The pros of using a state site are that there are no markups or upsells. The downside is that they're just not laid out well for making the registration process easy. In fact, I think it's more confusing than it needs to be. One of the other downsides of the state site is that they do not help you keep your LLC compliant because the site lacks the ability to remind you of important updates and renewal reminders. I'm going to explain this further, but first, let's just talk about what an LLC actually is so that way you understand how to maintain it properly. Some people think that there is a tax advantage to having an LLC over a sole proprietorship, but actually there's not. The advantage of an LLC is in the name itself. It simply helps to limit your liability. So imagine your business and all the assets. This could be the office, computers, business bank accounts. Now on your personal side, you might have a home, a vehicle, your personal bank account. So what an LLC does is it's drawing this line of division between the two asset classes. And that division is something called the corporate veil. So if somebody sues your business, they can try and come after your business assets, but the LLC and the corporate veil are going to protect your personal assets. So that way they can't come after things like your home or your personal bank account. And that is why an LLC is so important. Earlier I mentioned something called piercing the corporate veil. And what this legal jargon means is if your business is sued, the attorney suing your business is going to try to find these cracks in your LLC. And if they can find a crack, they can pierce the corporate veil. And when this happens, they can come after your business and your personal assets. So that is why it is so important to not only set up an LLC, but you have to maintain it so that there are no cracks. I'd like to explain why the state site just isn't great for maintaining your LLC. And I'm going to give you a few examples. A really great service for setting up your LLC is a company called InkFile, and it's an online legal tool. You'll find a link in the description below that will take you to their site. And we really appreciate when you use our link because it helps support the YouTube channel. The reason I like InkFile is that they have packages starting out at $0 plus the state fee. So while you're not paying anything more than the state fee, you are getting a really big perk. And one of those perks is that you get a free registered agent service for a year. This is the first reason why I prefer this site over the state site. So let's dive into what a registered agent is. Every LLC is required to have a registered agent. They're sometimes called a resident agent, a statutory agent, or an agent for service of process. The registered agent must have a physical address in the state your LLC is set up, and this person is there to help with important communication and documentation, such as franchise tax forms, notices of litigation, tax and legal correspondence, and required annual report forms. Basically, the registered agent helps keep your LLC in compliance. Now, if you go through the state website, they just ask for the name and address of your registered agent without much context. If you go through InkFile, that service is free for the first year and then $119 annually after that, and you're free to change or drop the registered agent service at any time. Now, another reason I like InkFile is that the state website does not help you with the federal aspects of your business. And here's a really good example of that. So your LLC is set up on your state website, but an EIN business tax number is set up through the IRS. And you can think of the EIN as a social security number used to identify your business for tax purposes. So when you get set up through the state website, they don't help you with setting up an EIN number. And if you've never done it before, it can be pretty confusing. In the middle tier package on InkFile, they will set up your EIN for you. I'll also include a link in the description below if you want to set up your EIN yourself on the IRS website. Now, I also want to highlight that they will set you up with a business bank account. This is really important to do from the beginning, and here's why. So not only will it make your bookkeeping and your accounting for your business way easier, but you should also know if you run your business through your personal checking account, you are commingling funds. That's because you have your personal cash flow and then you have your business cash flow. And then that is all happening in the same account. This can create a crack in your LLC, which could lead to an attorney piercing the corporate veil and then being able to come after your business and personal assets. So InkFile takes these things into consideration, where the state site just sets up your LLC. The nice thing with InkFile is that your dashboard helps you not only set up your LLC, but you can also maintain it there. And it helps keep it compliant with annual reports or forms that need to be filed as well. On the screen here, you're gonna see a video that goes further into the dashboard and what it looks like after setting up your LLC. There will also be a video on how to pay yourself with an LLC. Again, thank you so much for using the links in the description below, and I'll catch you in the next video.